Hello everyone, I'm Claire Marie B and welcome to my channel where I take you through my bullet journal journey. In the video today, I'm going to be taking you through my March bullet journal setup, and my theme for this month is pot plants. I've wanted to do something with gardening and pot plants for a little while now, and March seemed to be the perfect time. I really like using green in March just because of the spring, and it's kind of becoming a little bit of a trend. I know it's a real key colour for March time, what with St Patrick's Day in March as well. And I really liked my pattern print last year, which was kind of clover based, like 4-leaf clover. So this time we're going more for plants and growing things. So yeah, here's my pot plant design. I used the internet for my inspiration on the pot plant doodles and found a few different ones that I quite liked, and then looked at how can I develop and change those to make them more like me and my style. So that's how I landed on these in the end. I had a lot of practice around plant pots, and there's quite a few that just didn't work out at all. So now these ones are more the finished article. What I did enjoy this month as well is the craft paper is back. I feel like I haven't used it a lot or really focused on it or featured it in some of my spreads for the last few months. And yeah, this month it's made a comeback. I do really like it. For the colours, I'm keeping it simple. I've used 5 different colours. Well, I say keeping it simple, I'm using 5 colours, but it is simple. 5 Tombow colours that I've chosen. Again, you don't specifically have to use Tombow. Crayola Super Tips will work on this design just fine. It's just that I had these at hand and felt more comfortable with these colours, and a few of them are my favourite out of the Tombow set. I've picked 2 neutral tones, one lighter, one darker, and then 2 green tones, again one lighter, one darker, and then I'm also using grey as well, so it is really quite a neutral spread focusing on the plants themselves. And that's the initial cover setup. So on to my quote page, and I am doing a quote page this month. I just felt in the mood to have a quote page this month. So I'm still keeping it simple and popping one of the pot plants to the left-hand side and then having a box with the quote in there. And that's my double cover complete. So over the page to my calendar spread, and this calendar spread I've decided to do coloured boxes for each of the days of the month. I'm using 4 of the theme colours for the month, which is the 2 green shades and the 2 neutral shades, and then repeating those 4 all across the days of the month to create the pattern. I usually draw out columns and boxes and then fill them in this way, but I really enjoyed having the calendar spread set up in this way with the coloured boxes this month, so I'm probably going to look at doing that again in the future. It really does add some nice colour and help to keep the theme cohesive as well, I've noticed. This is some sticky label in grids that I bought, and I just love it. It seems to go really well with the spreads and super easy to stick and super easy to write over the top of that as well. And that's my calendar spread done. Now we're going to move over to the memories page. I've decided to switch up putting my mission control and memories this way around. The reason being, in case any really observant people have noticed, I've swapped them over. So this is going to be the memories page where I would normally do mission control in place here. The reason for that is when I turned over the pages, the binding on the books, I know you will all feel exactly the same when you have the hand-bound laid flat journals. There's some of the pages, when you reach a certain point of each section, they don't quite lay completely flat over the page before it. Often I will create Dutch doors in those ones. I have before stuck 2 of the pages together, which obviously then creates the alignment of those pages, but I don't like to lose a spread completely, and I already knew I wanted to do a Dutch door this month, so it made perfect sense to put the memories page straight after the calendar page and then do my mission control the page after, because then it worked out perfectly to cut the page that doesn't quite lay completely flat. So on this page, I know it feels quite blank, and that's purposeful. Throughout the month, I will populate that with pictures and notes of what happened over the month and things that I really want to remember. So that's a real key journaling, a real traditional journaling page for me. So I've cut the page there and rounded the corners to create my Dutch door, and then I'm going to add some decoration. And while I'm doing that, I'll explain to you what I do in my mission control. I put in here the real key things for the month for me. So goals go on here, trackers go on here, and my Instagram planner goes on here. Other notes or things that are important for the month will also go on here as well. I usually keep my monthly to-do list next to my calendar, simply so that I've got a nice quick reference. Otherwise I'll just create a huge to-do list in this mission control, and I want this to be short, sharp, focused on the key things and just be the go-to place where I can tick things off or come to the key information on this section. This box on the left hand side at the bottom of the page, that's going to be for any expenses that I've had this month, key things that I need to keep a track on of what I've spent on. I sometimes use that just for general spending if I need to as well. On the right hand page where I've created the Dutch door, this is where I'm going to be putting my trackers. I've really preferred reducing my trackers. I used to do a double page spread for trackers, and I would do a mood tracker and then my habit trackers together. I started to feel a bit of pressure on being creative as well on those tracker page. What do I want to do for my mood? And I really don't have many other moods that be quite happy and positive. So I didn't really have a need to track my moods in that way. And then for my habits, that was then quite a big page, and I didn't need to use that much space. And I was finding it a chore, and I wasn't doing it on some of the months. So I've stripped it right back, and now I don't feel guilty if I'm not ticking things off or being on top of things properly. When I say ticking things off, of course I want to tick them off as in doing them. I mean, I'm doing the things, but I'm not ticking it off in the journal. And I don't feel as guilty for having wasted space. So now I don't feel guilty for having a wasted page where I might not have ticked things off, and then I'll come back to here and just try and tick things off as frequently as I can. Now you can see that the trackers are completed with the vertical columns, and I'll just go across those and check off as I do things in the month. Or what I usually do is over a few days, I'll go back and then tick things off for those few days. I'm not super diligent at doing it every single day. I don't really know why that's fallen by the wayside, but it's something for me to reflect on and see you next month. And here's my final flip through. Thank you so much for joining today and watching my video. If you like the content, please hit like and subscribe to be notified when I release future content. Enjoy your March, and I look forward to catching you in my next video. Thanks again. Bye.